Sign and Design is the first coherent psychological analysis of the origin of the alphabet. It consists mainly of a microscopic examination of the first three letters, and is thus quite literally a treatise on the ABC. Mr. Kallir, I'd like to know how you became involved in the subject. It seems you have been dealing with this for quite some time now, but I have the impression that it's not something that preoccupied you as a youngster.
You are right. It happened in the first summer I spent in England in 1941. I came then under the simultaneous impact of several extraordinary experiences. I found myself in the grip of dim visions of certain designs which, although I was at first strangely dubious, I came to recognize with growing assurance and to my utmost amazement as the shapes of certain letters of the Latin alphabet. Only later on did I understand, by relating the event to known psychological principles, that I must have been the victim of an eruption of primordial symbols from the collective unconsciousness into my personal subconsciousness. But it's not a secret. Everything started with Winston Churchill's V sign.
Before we start to discuss what you call an eruption of primordial symbols and their resulting theory, I'd like to dwell on your biography. You were born in Vienna.
Well, indeed. I am born in Vienna in the year 1899 under the dual monarchy of Austria-Hungary. This was the same year that Sigmund Freud published his dream theory.
Vienna in the beginning of the century is a place of important historical events. Do you have any specific memories?
There were flames, there was smoke, the burning Justizpalast. There were shootings, people running in flight. These were days in July 1927. There was so much fighting. Communists, Social Democrats, the Conservatives, Austrofaschisten, die Katholiken, die Gewerkschaftler, die Alldeutschen, die Anschlussgegner, die Schutzbundler, die Heimwehr und schließlich auch die Nationalsozialisten.
The Anschluss, the German occupation of Austria in 1938.
Well, I left Austria in 1927. I was heading to America. I wanted to become a violinist.
Oh, I see. You mean at the time of the Anschluss, when Hitler occupied Austria, you had already left the country?
And there, Otto Kallir, he reopened his old gallery, this time in New York City. And he is responsible for the success and the fame of the Austrian artists in America.
But to get back to your story, you worked on the alphabet for the first time while you lived in Oxford in 1944. The outcome was published under the title, V is the War Aim.
And this was a cause of serious disappointment to me.
Habent sua fata libelli. Books have their own destiny. Well, I'm glad that you managed to complete it, but I would like to ask another related question concerning the academic disciplines. Which is your main discipline?
Well, by profession, I am neither scientist nor writer. For my subject, it would be necessary to found a new discipline. And as for this new discipline itself, it's concerned with man's means of signaling, in the widest connotation rendered by the Greek word sema. The acoustic and the optic sphere are conjointly represented in the alphabetic symbols. So let us call our new discipline bispheric semantics, sematology, or bispheric semasiology, for alternatives.
A good point to come back to the V. I asked myself, thinking of Churchill's gesture, if there is any acoustic dimension in V.
Acoustic is a very good question. I'm sorry, I have to go into greater detail.